Oh my god. Fresh hints. Look at Yoo Yeon-seok's eyes. He adores Chae Soo-bin. Once more, hello, ship detectives and romantics from K-dramas. Cherry Blossom, your favorite YouTube detective team from Impress TV 24, is back with another beautifully crafted video and, of course, another fiery yet gentle theory on our favorite duo, Yoo Yeon-seok and Chae Soo-bin, who may be more than just pals. Before we begin today's loving deep dive, we would want to express our sincere gratitude to everyone who has supported, subscribed to, and helped to safeguard our tiny YouTube sanctuary. We pledge to continue providing heart-fluttering analysis in exchange for your continued support as we expand our channel and enthusiasm. As usual, please be aware that this video includes opinions and conjecture rather than verified facts. However, in reality, when love is written all across someone's face, can it ever be completely denied? Let's discuss the gaze. The Yoo Yeon-seok gaze, which appears to bend space and melt time anytime Chae Soo-bin is in his field of vision, is not just any gaze. His eyes essentially spell, "I adore you" in Hangul subtitles, whether he is standing beneath an umbrella in the rain, across a talk show table, or during interviews and picture sessions. Supporters have observed a change in Yeon-seok's gaze toward Soo-bin since the start of their collaboration. It goes beyond just admiration. It goes beyond simple kindness. It's softer, more profound, and nearly always inherently loving. Let's go back to some noteworthy occasions. Yeon-seok was unable to look away from her as she grinned for the cameras at a red carpet event last year. He observed her as if she were the only person in the room, soft grin, head cocked slightly, almost as if he couldn't believe she was real, while others struck assured positions. You can capture the precise moment by zooming in. Soo-bin turned to look at him, but he quickly averted his gaze, appearing slightly agitated. A classic instance of caught staring. Or perhaps something more. During the most recent Yubari Talkbari preview, Everything exclaimed, "I'm so happy you're here." Yeon-seok gazed at her as if he had been waiting for this moment for the entire week, while Chae Soo-bin grinned as he sipped the drink he had carefully prepared. Yes, he did remember her fondness of sweet drinks. His eyes softened in addition to sparkling. Not in a theatrical sense. Not in a big way. Really, just as though his prize was her joy. The way he observed her while she wasn't talking was much more telling. When someone looks at someone without replying, just to observe, you know they genuinely care about them. That's not how one looks at a coworker. He watched her laugh, leaned slightly in when she spoke, and gave her a pleased half-smile when she shared anecdotes. That's how someone who has significance is perceived. Want more? Let's discuss the behind-the-scenes video from their dramatic filming. Yeon-seok's eyes frequently stayed longer than anticipated, regardless of whether Soo-bin was waiting, acting, or even merely adjusting her hair in between shots. And the way he gazed at her during their romantic scene practice? It was more than just work. Every second, every gaze, every tender touch seemed to indicate that he meant it. Even an award presentation event where Soo-bin was summoned on stage to speak is cited by fans. Yeon-seok was in the audience as the camera cut to him, and his expression was priceless, one of utter pride, appreciation, and the slightest hint of wonder. He felt as though he was watching someone sparkle and was drawn into her glow. Let's pose the age-old question. Is it possible to replicate the type of stare for so long, in so many different contexts, and at so many different times? Our response? Most likely not. Since the eyes are truthful. Additionally, Yoo Yeon-seok's eyes repeatedly seem to convey a message that his words haven't yet. It might not be official yet. Perhaps it remains concealed behind soft drinks and laughs. However, if thousands of people think you're in love based on the way you look at them, you could already be. The way that lovers gaze at one another has a timeless quality. No matter the decade, language, or culture, we can always tell by looking. Even when someone is silently in love, it is evident in their eyes. It is softer, longer, more concentrated. Furthermore, it frequently persists when it shouldn't. This is due to the fact that your eyes automatically follow your heart when it is attracted to someone. You don't give it much thought. You simply gaze because it makes you feel at home. When Yoo Yeon-seok is around Chae Soo-bin, fans have repeatedly noticed that identical type of look on his face. He's not doing it for the cameras, therefore it's not ostentatious or performative. On the contrary, it's unconsciously shy at times, as if he knows he shouldn't look at her that way but is unable to stop himself. His eyes settle, not merely flicker. In addition to watching her when she speaks, he also pays attention to her when she is simply smiling, drinking, or doing her hair. When someone truly important to you, you offer them that type of attention. The theory that without our knowledge, our eyes are directed to the people we esteem most is known in psychology as attentional bias. And according to Yeon-seok, that prejudice goes by the name Soo-bin. Countless recordings have been assembled by fans demonstrating how frequently his eyes stray to her, how frequently he quietly bends in her direction in social situations, and how his eyes clearly brighten when she laughs. These are genuine, unfiltered, and affectionate reactions rather than practiced ones. Additionally, love makes us stare at someone with a certain calm. It's not the blankness of polite disinterest or the wide-eyed amazement of first impressions. It combines admiration, kindness, and the tiniest hint of vulnerability. It is evident in the way Yeon-seok occasionally glances at Soo-bin as though he is learning about her by heart. He anchors the moment with his eyes as though he fears it would end too soon. Everything else fades away save for her in that lovely silence. Then there is the smile, which originates in the eyes rather than the lips. Sometimes Yeon-seok's entire expression changes when he looks at Soo-bin, particularly in Yubari Tokbari. His gaze softens. Their surrounding muscles relax. He views her as someone he is subtly proud of rather than as a co-star. Someone he loves very much. He exudes a very particular, unsaid delight that simply exists in his eyes and doesn't strive to please anyone else. That is the purest and most straightforward form of love. Not to mention how Soo-bin occasionally glances back. There is a subtle tenderness in Soo-bin's answers that says a lot, even though Yeon-seok may be more overt in his admiration. Without hesitation, she looks him in the eye. Around him, she chuckles a little more softly. She talks a little more comfortably. Even the silences of two people begin to match when they are emotionally attuned to one another. The heart does the listening, the eyes do the speaking, and for some reason, the whole environment feels a little warmer. Thus, when people inquire, what makes you believe they are in love? They have not made any statements. Our response is straightforward, they are not required to. Since eyes are always truthful. And if you have been observing as we have, you are aware that Yeon-seok's eyes have always been speaking the truth. Additionally, the way he looks at her may already be the admission we've been waiting for. Don't forget to view our entire film on YouTube, where we dissect these looks frame by frame, yes really, and feature additional examples that show that love doesn't always need to be expressed loudly, sometimes it only needs to be seen. With affection, and a sidelong glance, impress TV24's dreamers.